Good afternoon, I'm Pamela Brimo. I'm doing this video for you, Tiwa and TJ. I've been a fan of your history, maybe not so much a fan of your music, but as a woman, your story inspired me. You know, you got married late and you have a good family and all that. So yesterday night, I was just going through my phone and I saw a link to your video and I watched it and I was touched. I was moved to tears because from time I've always hold on to that story. If Tiwa can, you know, build a career and also build a home, then I can do the same. I can do the same. I can have a career and also have a home. But yesterday after watching, I felt really there's nothing to struggle for. Just have your career and be on your own. Maybe just have a child or something. But this morning I had to attend a prayer meeting in church, and at the prayer meeting we were praying and praying, and the guest minister said something that you can't pray effectively except the Lord put a burden in your heart. And then we went on praying, and then I realized that I couldn't pray for any other prayer point other than Tiwa Savage and TJ and their marriage, for God to restore your marriage. That was the prayer point that was coming. I have so many issues I need to pray for, but I realized that it just kept on coming. It kept on ringing the bell. And there's this message that I'm going to send you a message to give to Tiwa Savage and her husband. So that is why I'm doing this video. That's why I'm sending this message. Tiwa Savage, I don't think I've seen your husband's part of the story, but it was just I heard. You know, as a human, after hearing that story, you'll be moved and you'll be like, I think you should leave. You have enough excuse. But my dear, that is not marriage. That is not what God instituted. You know, God instituted marriage for love, for a man and a woman to love each other. Love is not boat cruise. Love is not having fun, buying fancy gifts, you know, throwing a party for your partner. That's not love. Love is like Christ showed us, dying on the cross for our sin when we least deserve, when we don't even deserve it. So he said, while we're still sinners, Christ loved us. Let me tell you something. You can't love somebody. You can't say you love somebody when the person is being good to you. Person is nice to you, is buying you gifts. That's when you love. That's not true love. That's the infatuation. That's worldly love. The true test of real love is when you love when the person misbehaves, when the person you claim you love, when the person is, you know, breaking your heart and you're still loving the person. That is true love. If you really love TJ like you claim, you will stay. Please, I'm sure you can stay in this marriage. I know it gives you so much pain, and you know why? The reason why it gives us so much pain, and many people can hurt us and give us pain, is because we always look for our happiness in human being. We put our trust in human being. I want you to change focus. I want you to start to pray. Put your focus on God. It's only Christ that can make you happy. It's only Christ that can make your home happy. Now, leaving TJ is not a solution. That is why I'm doing this video, because I after watching your interview, you said you were ending the marriage. But that's not a solution, my sister. I've never been married, but this is a message that is not coming from me. Believe me, because I have no experience and no qualification to talk to you about this issue. But I just want you to take this as a message from above. Sweetheart, leaving that marriage is no better solution. Let me tell you this. Every man out there, every good man you see, every wonderful man, even the so-called pastors, they have the monster side lurking around them. That's the side the devil bring out when the devil posts, when they allow the devil to come into them, when they allow the devil to be the Lord, to be the pilot, the sailor of the ship. It happens to we the women too. But the thing there is, as a woman, you should always intercede for your man. As a man, you should always intercede for your woman, so that the devil will not take over the ship. Now, when we have marriage, when there is marriage, the Lord is supposed to be the sailor. He's supposed to be the pilot. He's supposed to be the driver of that ship, of that boat, of that car, of that plane. Now, when God is not driving it, the devil is driving it, and he's driving it to head to crash it. Now, this marriage is going to crash, is going towards crashing because both of you are not close to God. I need you to watch this movie, War Room. If you have seen it before, I beg you in the name of God. If this is the last you're going to do, please watch it over again. And please pray. This movie is just what you need. All you need to do, stop fighting the wrong enemy. Your husband is not your enemy. TJ is not your enemy. TJ, I'm talking to TJ, your husband now. Now, TJ, Tiwa is not your enemy. The devil is your enemy. The devil is the one you should be fighting. Stop saying things about her. And Tiwa, stop saying he didn't buy you this, he didn't buy that, you need doing this. You know what? The devil has been eating his finances, so he can't do his responsibility. You know why? Because the devil wants to crash your marriage. So he's cutting, he's destroying his finances so that he will not be able to do his duties as a man. And the devil has kept you so busy, Tiwa, so that you won't have time for your husband, and so that your husband will have time to go out and be with other women, so that your marriage will just crumble. So now, I think both of you should come together. We can pray individually. Take some time to have a personal retreat. Please exclude friends to come and give you different advice. I think the only person you should listen to is Christ. Listen to Christ. There is nothing on earth that Christ cannot do. He said the hearts of man are in his hands, and he can turn it towards any direction. TJ is not too difficult for God to change. And Tiwa is not too difficult for him to change. God can change Tiwa, and God can change you. You are not Tiwa's problem. Tiwa is not your problem, and you, Tiwa, TJ is not your problem. Your problem is the devil. Both of you should start fighting the devil and stop fighting each other. Watch War Room. I think this whole problem will be over. And again, my sister, please let me tell you this. In 5 years' time, you will not be as relevant as you are now in the music industry. That's the music world. It's like fashion. It goes and come. We study the trend and we know how it is. You will not be as hot as you are now because we're growing. But I want you to take some time and think. Are you sure you will not regret the step, leaving your husband now? Because by the time your calls are not coming, new artists are coming up, you don't get so much calls to come and perform and all that, the money is not rolling in like it is, and all that. How are you going to do? Are you sure you'll be able to take it, leaving this marriage? I think you should stay. That is what love is about. Love is about taking shit. It's about managing. It's about accepting other people's faults. Jesus Christ loved us while we were still sinners, when we don't deserve it. So love is love when it is tested, and now your love is being tested. Tiwa, please stay in this marriage. TJ, please stay in this marriage. Walk things through prayer. The only thing you need is prayer. Pray it out, work it out. This marriage will work, and the world will celebrate you, because you can't be celebrated for nothing. You do so much work to make your career, to take you where you are in your career. So how come you don't want to do so much work to make your marriage work? You need to go through all this to make your marriage work. There's always a story behind every success. There's a story. There's a bitter side of it. Please, Tiwa, I've never been in marriage, but this is a message that is not coming from me, and I hope it's going to touch you. I hope both of you will take out time to pray and let the Lord direct you, and let the Lord help both of you to heal. I know you've gone through a lot, and shift your focus from man. You can't give him so much love. It's God that deserves all your love. The Bible says that the first commandment says that love your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Now you can't love your husband like that and you expect God to be comfortable with that. Our God is a jealous God. So he alone deserves our love. He deserves our totality. So if you give that to a man, that man cannot last, that marriage cannot last. So you give God your totality, you give God your love, then God will teach you how to love your husband. No man can take it. No man can manage the love you're supposed to give from God. So when you give your husband that much love, it destroys the marriage. So now shift your focus from your husband. Love God. Then God will teach you how to love your husband. God will teach you how to love your family. God will teach you how to love the people that have offended you, the people that have hurt you in the past. And I pray, TJ, God will teach you the same thing, to love your wife, to forgive her. And I pray that God will teach every one of us to be better persons, because a lot of people are looking up to your marriage. I'm telling you, this decision you're taking is going to affect lots of people. Lots of marriages are heading for breakups now. But I pray that God is going to use your marriage to heal so many marriages. I pray that God will help you and he will see you through this in Jesus' name. Thank you for listening.